Football League. Please welcome your 2026 Detroit Lions. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
Well, penalties don't usually hurt as much as that one does. That is a monster gain wiped out by the flag.
And you and I both know that an offense only gets a couple of those big moments in a normal game. You've got to take advantage of them. When you give one away because of an avoidable penalty, that's a major disadvantage. Just steals away every bit of momentum you just generated with that play.
Running left, it's Warren. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
The Waitman now to punt as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Lions will take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl and came really within 1 quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
Now Goff. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Tonight, 180.
Goff now to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Goff. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. On play action, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it's 2nd down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Lee McNair, what an effort to get in there and drop him.
9 yards. It's 3rd down.
Now they'll bring 4 receivers into the fold here. It's 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Lets it fly for Thielen. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
On 4th down, Corliss Waitman on to punt.
yards officially. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
It's a gain of 9.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
To throw is Goff.
That's caught. It's Sam Laporta.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Goff now looking to throw.
And pass caught. It's Williams.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that one, that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent.
Jahmyr Gibbs, a touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Lions are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Sometimes offense can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Now for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
The Steelers take over.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing is Rodgers.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over in that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers lets it fly for Thielen. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's
check in with our referee.
Now, you don't want to see that penalty at any point, but it adds a little extra to it when it comes on third down.
It certainly does, because if this were a boxing match, they had him on the ropes there. Third down incompletion, fourth down upcoming. Instead, that mistake resets everything back to first down, which means they have to stay on the field longer to try and stop this drive.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6.
Shotgun now for Rodgers.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
So roughing the passer call is accepted, and this officiating crew not making very many friends here with this crowd.
Yeah, we all know that everyone accuses the officials of kind of playing to the home team, but not in this case. They're just trying to administer the game the way it's supposed to be. That drew the flag.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
On play action, it's Rodgers. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And 3rd and 8 now.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the cat.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
You know, he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Lions offense set to take over. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Here's Goff. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Keanu Benton, the one who got in to bury him.
Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here goes tonight. White 20. Attack.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
180. Attack.
Here's Goff. To the left side, he finds to Slaw. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. 3rd and 2.
Now 3rd and 2.
Tonight. White 20. Set.
Goff. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 30.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Back to throw. Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 17 down to the 17, and it's a 1st down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
First down.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
White 20. Attack.
Now Goff. Over the middle and taken in by Laporta. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll run with Gibbs. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Here we go. 180. Shell.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Isaac to Slaw. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Lions are able to add on to that lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
The try here for the extra point. And it's 21-3. So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On play action, now Rodgers.
And this is dropped. Oh, my goodness, there was no one around him, but he took his eye off it, and it falls incomplete.
Oh, I don't know if he's sensing contact to come or what, but that's a ball he'd love to have back. That could have gone for big yardage, but it just didn't want to stay in his hands. That's a tough break.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for the Steelers. First down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now run with Warren. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
From the 35, here's second and a yard.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
They toss it to Warren.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss, they'll come up second and 13. Now Rodgers. And that's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. To throw is Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
Good touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. Boswell's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So the 3 points there, CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And able to get this out to the 25. Jared Goff and the rest of the Lions offense set to go to work once more.
5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of the route, too.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's gone.
Right side to Williams.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Goff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions first.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Second down and 8.
Goff now to throw. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown.
He's got room at the 30. Still on his feet.
Touchdown, Detroit.
Amon-Ra St. Brown with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions continue to pull away here in this first half. In the second quarter and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game. And I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Now the try here for the extra point. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. So that drive, 4 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
And now out come the Steelers. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. penalty against him.
Now Rodgers. Pass is caught. It's Metcalf going across the field here. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
That's good for the Steelers. First down.
Now it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Here's a screen with Gainwell. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the 1st half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Rodgers to throw once more. He'll find Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball. And unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. A handoff for Warren. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. That stop made by Jack Campbell.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Over the middle, pass caught by Warren. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the 1st half.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This 1st half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
319.
Throwing is Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the 1st half winds down.
2nd and 10.
To throw, it's Rodgers.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And again, it's Rodgers.
That one out wide and intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Lions will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Lions now taking over late in this 1st half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Goff. He's got it to Williams. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
2nd down and a yard.
Goff now looks to throw.
He's got this to Williams, complete.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
180.
Here's Goff.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Goff throwing again. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here we go. 180.
Now Goff. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
On 4th down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal.
From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt.
Bates' kick is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
A final shot before half for Rodgers.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Jamison Williams and the Lions get set for this next possession.
Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation, the catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Back to throw, Goff. And that is incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
180.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Lions first
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. Throw left side, caught by Laporta. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
It's a gain of 40. That's another Detroit Lions.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Again, Goff. This to Laporta, right side. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3.
At the Steelers' 6-yard
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point attempt to follow here. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Lions 38.
That time a 6-play drive. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Steelers take
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. Looking to put a drive together. On play action, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Now a 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Completes it to Austin. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook. They can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Yeah, no question. He got to the QB late, CD, and that's going to get a flag every time.
Every single time. Because let's face it, the league is always going to have an emphasis on these calls. They want to take care of these quarterbacks who are in vulnerable positions when they're passing the football.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Rodgers now to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Catch is made by Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback?
So a little extra on top of the big play there.
It's tough for guys rushing the passer, but you have to know when the ball is gone. And if you listen, officials will tell you ball's gone. He didn't pull up.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 10-yard line.
Now Rodgers. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
So they were stopped trying to run the ball on 1st down. Now they take a sack on 2nd down. The offensive coordinator's got to find a way to flip the script on the defensive coordinator because right now the defense has the advantage.
Now they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd down and long.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And he finds Austin complete. They'll give him 4 yards there. And it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop it well short.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out the
turn, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play, move on.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards.
That's good. For the Lions, 1st down.
Play action. It's Goff.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Here's Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
Second down and 6 now.
At the 48-yard line.
Like 20.
To the air again. Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And it'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
First down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Hand off now to Gibbs.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
44 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Detroit Lions. First down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
4 down. Back.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Here we go. Like 20. What's that?
Now it's Goff.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
To throw is Goff.
That's complete right side. It's to Slaw.
And out of bounds right around the 20.
Gain of 6 yards.
Out is Jake Bates to try the field goal.
Right hash, 37-yard attempt.
Bates' kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And the Steelers set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Rodgers going to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Austin. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Gain of 15 yards. That's good for a Steelers. First down. 1st and 10.
Shotgun now for Rodgers.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he'll be down at the 46. Well, they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
2nd and 1. At the Lions' 46-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on?
So the incomplete pass there, but the roughing the passer call bails them out.
Which means you have to stay on the field on defense longer because you've given the offense free snaps, not to mention the free yardage after that mistake.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
On the give, it's Warren. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Thielen with his first catch, and it's a 1st down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Green 18.
To throw is Rodgers. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime.
We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted a 3rd of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and forever.
A quick target here, complete to Metcalf.
That'll give him 8 that time. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
Goff.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of 23 yards. That's good for the Lions. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Call it a loss of 14 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
A big loss on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
Off play action. Here's Goff. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
And this one is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Steelers are going on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Warren will try the right side. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra.
Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And I don't know that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game.
The previous play is under review.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. That is caught. And he will have a Steelers first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. They run behind center with Gainwell. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now it's Rodgers. A short one there to Freiermuth. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And he will have them first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Steelers first down.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 9. Now Rodgers. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Throwing is Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
A 44-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And that will knock this down to still a very large 29-point deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Lions offense and receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown set to go once more. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. And the defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Throwing now, Goff. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Patrick Queen came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now a play fake, and it's gone. That pass caught. It's Williams. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.